My name's Dan from the Hidden Gem Network, and in this video, we're gonna dive into one of my favorite projects that I've mentioned multiple times throughout the course of the last few months on this channel. Now, if you haven't done so yet, make sure you smash the like button and subscribe if you want more hidden gems. And by the way, yes, I know, I've taken a few months off and I'm back, and expect more videos every single week. And by the way, before I dive into this, let's just call a spade a spade. You already know I love blank, and this video is going to touch on everything that happened and what's going to happen in the future that I predict. But before we dive into this hack that you see right over here, make sure you look in the description, because every day I'm going live and I'm doing literal crypto deep dives on Twitch. I'm going to go live for an hour, 2 hours every single day, doing research, diving deeper into gems, and I'll even take a look at your recommendations that you want me to look into and see if it's a good project to invest in and recommend. And we'll even go deeper into the utility of the actual project. So again, that's twitch.tv/notdandasilva. That is in the description down below. Make sure you follow, set notifications, because I just went live literally an hour ago, and it was really fun diving deep into some of these projects. So let's go ahead and let's dive in to blank and what is going on over here. So everybody knows the ride up that happened over here was because of Sheldon Evans, and that's okay. Like, there's nothing wrong with this. He put blank on the map for a lot of people. And so you could see the incredible spike that happened over here back in April 2021 of this year. It peaked at $5 plus. And so I DCA'd my way down as well, and I have an average entry, just for disclaimer purposes, I have an average entry of I think $1.83 and roughly $30,000 in blank locked in my Trezor. So again, make sure you have a hard wallet when you're dealing with really big sums of cash like that. So long story short, let's talk about this hack and what happened here. So it doesn't matter the ride down that's been happening. We went bear for a decent, ironically, the time that I was gone, the market flipped bear. And so it didn't look too hot, in the past few months, but recently, we're kind of on the upside. We see a reversal, and hopefully things just look better. If not, I'm still holding long term. So I really want to dive deep into this, but first thing is first, Blank has recently announced that they are pushing the wallet live very soon, and I got confirmation from their team, from Philip exactly, who runs the waiting list, that he will be allowing me to be one of the very first users to test this, and I will be showing this live on Twitch, and I'll be using the wallet, going through it, trying to nitpick everything and showing you how it works. So like I said, I'm going to be doing that live. I won't necessarily create a video for it on this channel because I don't want to just make it all centralized around blank. But I got confirmation that I can get the wallet, and it will probably happen this week. So let's talk about this hack and what happened. So we can see that right over here in July, around July 10th or so. So let me just scroll over here. So yeah, July 10th, July 8th, 9th, that date range, because I think July 11th is when chainswap was hacked. So we can see that the token is 60 cents or so, holding pretty stable in the 60s and 70s, and out of nowhere, bam, we see 6 cents, 5 cents, 2 cents, 1 penny. And this is riding out for days. This is riding out for days. Everybody's panicking. This is just insanity. Now, what happened here exactly, and what you shouldn't have done is buy at this time. I know a lot of people, bought at this time, but this is why you should always be involved in a project, in their Discord, in their Medium, in their Telegram, anywhere that they're posting, even Twitter, anywhere that they're posting updates, you should be watching and keeping a very close eye on, because I know a lot of people that were like, oh my goodness, it's on sale, thinking that this was another pancake bunny where they were hacked and you could get it so cheap. And that's not how it worked. They decided to issue a new token and take a snapshot of all the previous owners from the hack date backwards. So anybody who was a holder got reissued the new tokens, but anybody who purchased during the hack didn't get new tokens, because they made it explicitly, clear not to buy. So what happened with this hack? How did it all go down? Well, chainswap, which is basically, it's a bridge platform that lets you bridge your tokens, your ERC20, to, let's just say, the smart chain, Binance smart chain, and vice versa. So it lets you go cross chain with the actual tokens that you have. And so I've actually done this with Blank before, when I bought on PancakeSwap and I used chainswap to put it to ERC20 tokens, so I can have it in my Trezor and have it all grouped up with all my tokens. Now, the reason why I did this was so I can dollar cost average my way in on PancakeSwap swap because the fees, right? If I wanted to transact, let's say $500 or $1,000 on Ethereum, then we already know that the network gas fees it can be up to like $300, $60. Who knows what the gas fees can be? However, with PancakeSwap, since it's a smart chain, it's a few pennies. So what I was able to do was get a lot of tokens there, bridge it over to Ethereum, and then put it in cold storage. So I use chainswap. And here's the thing that a lot of people don't understand is that chainswap, obviously, there's a lot of liquidity that is put into chainswap with all these tokens and projects. So you can see that the hacker identified and exploited a vulnerability in the chainswap smart contract. The vulnerability enabled them to steal and mint new tokens for various protocols that were using the bridges to trade across Ethereum and BSC. So this is essentially like an infinite mint, basically. So the vulnerability was that the hacker was able to control the smart contracts for all of these projects of being able to mint as many tokens as they wanted, which diluted the price of the token, because if you have 1 million tokens and you have each token is or $1 million market cap with 1 million tokens, each token is $1 essentially, right? But if you have 10 million, now it becomes, if you have 10 million tokens with 1 million in market cap, then the price of it would be whatever it is. I'm not doing the math because I don't want to look stupid if I get it wrong. Maybe 10 cents or something like that. So you get the idea. They would go ahead and they can essentially mint new tokens, bridge it over to another platform, and then cash out on that platform. So affected protocol included, and again, there's other protocols. After stealing the tokens, the attackers used the PancakeSwap exchange to convert the stolen tokens to warped BNB, DAI, and other tokens. Now, what's interesting about this hack is we know that Binance, again, this is smart chain related, Binance is very on top of their game when it comes to hackers. They're able to really they blacklist the wallet addresses, and sometimes they're able to get the funds back. Now, depending on how fast they act. So it's interesting to see that the hackers decided to go ahead and cash out warped BNB and DAI, because obviously warped BNB it's literally Binance's coin. So DAI stable coin, but again, the wallet address can be potentially blacklisted. So if you try to move that DAI elsewhere, to any exchange, to do anything with that wallet, the funds won't be accepted anywhere because everywhere has it blacklisted. And so, long story short, when it comes down to hacking, crypto with situations like this, getting a wallet blacklisted is typically what happens, but the funds are still gone. Like, it doesn't really matter. However, when it comes down to blank, it doesn't seem like the hackers really cared. I'll put that in quotations, because yes, they cared enough to still hack it to drain liquidity. But long story short is that there was $1.3 million in liquidity at the time. So liquidity providers were providing, I think it was 1.3 million that they said. And you can see right over here, we were able to limit the damage done by quickly removing our liquidity on both PancakeSwap and Uniswap. So it was obviously they got that cash pulled from the platforms cash. As a result, the hackers were able to sell approximately $240,000 worth of tokens, a small percentage of our total market cap, the largest victims, yada yada. But I think it was $1.3 million. Yeah, so right here, a new token will allow us to add approximately 1.3 in liquidity and restore the token to the price seen before the hack. So I'm not too sure if 1.3 million was locked liquidity, or if the new token value added approximately 1.3 million in liquidity. But either or, they issued a new token and removed the smart chain being able to buy on Pancake essentially. So you have two tokens now. You have the blank old token and you have blank V2. So if we take a look at the blank down here, you can see, let me just zoom out a little bit, see all trading pairs. Right? So there's blank V2, blank V2, blank V2, blank warp ETH, blank. So again, blank V2, these are the new tokens. These have been updated as well, just so you know, on Uniswap. So everything is now safe. However, just make sure you have the correct address when you're purchasing either on Gate, Who.com, Uniswap, wherever you want to purchase. Make sure you're using the right address if you're using Uniswap. But again, yes, this hack was very, very unfortunate. However, let's talk about the future now on what I think is going to happen. So in order for me to give you what I think is going to happen, we need to see what is happening. So the progress and the actions they took after the hack should give you the confidence that they're progressive on fixing it, and the price reflected to bounce back where it was. Let's just go to the chart again. The price reflects this, right? So it bounced back, it's stabilized, and it's very stable right now. And I want to put that in quotation. We've seen a little bit of a tick to the upside given Bitcoin and all of crypto is going up right now. But let's talk about the future of what I think is going to happen based on what is happening. So they were progressive in fixing the issue and they got it taken care of immediately. That says it all. That should say everything. This team isn't playing around. They're just not playing around. Even though the community is really annoyed, they saw the issue, they saw the problem, the vulnerability, and they took the proper action. Listen, no company in this world, and I'm saying company because yes, Blank isn't technically a company, it's a project, but every company in this world, take a look at something like Twitch. Twitch just had a data breach, right? And it doesn't necessarily mean that they're going down the drain and because Amazon bought them, Amazon is now going to lose the $1 billion they spent on buying Twitch. Twitch is not going to go ahead and suffer that much, right? However, they needed to do damage control. They needed to secure the entire platform, and now they need to regain trust again. Same thing with Blank. Doesn't mean they're going down the drain. It has utility. It has a great use case, and it has a damn good team. So let's take a look at what's happening right now in September. Actually, we're in October, so let's just see what they did. So phase 1 of 3-phase release plan, including the actual audit, and the audit report is over here for least authority. So that's the actual auditing firm. So we go through everything. You can take a look at the auditing report. I'll go ahead and leave it down in the description as well if you want to take a look at this. So take a look at this, specific issues and suggestions. So I went through some of these. Actually, I went through all of these, but some of them I kind of just like glanced over because it wasn't a big deal. But you can see that majority of the issues have been resolved. And just so you know, the ones that say unresolved here, they Blank team went ahead and progressively worked on getting them resolved, which is mentioned in this latest update. But we can see one of the things that I saw right over here, which really caught my attention, is when you create a wallet on MetaMask, right, is that your seed phrase, your information is pretty much blurred out from attackers being able to get it. However, we can see right over here when the Blank wallet browser extension is unlocked, the password and seed phrase are kept in clear text in the memory, which can be captured in the memory dump by the browser's dev tools, yada yada. So the reason why that concerned me a little bit, and I like the first thing I'm gonna do when I test it before I go live on Twitch to show everybody is I'm gonna make sure that these things have been tidied up. Just imagine somebody is live streaming this or even creating content around it, and then they accidentally click on their private information and the secret key is out there. So it should be, you know, stuff like that is very little minute details that were nitpicked by this auditing firm. But again, I would suggest taking a look at the deep dive of this particular audit because there's some pretty useful information in there on what they should be handling, which they are progressively handling. And you can see that they said we made the necessary adjustments. Long story short is I believe wholeheartedly with the adjustments that were in the audit report. They handled that easily. The audit report was very, very positive as well. Phase 2, I'm glad to say that they're rolling out right over here. Testing phase is part 2 for the internal mainnet testing phase. So I was, as you can see, you can expect the beginning of the mainnet beta testing period involving a limited number of community members. I did ask Philip, who is one of the team members, to be on the early release to test the wallet, and he did approve me. So I hope that's coming this week because that would be really cool to stream it this week. And so they're also doing another audit. So there were 2 audits planned. The first audit brought back a lot of faith, really helped the ecosystem and the actual community have some more faith in it. But again, listen, if you're watching this and you're in the community already, you should have had faith from the very beginning because the team is very solid. There's a lot of people behind this project that are very reputable that wouldn't put their name behind something that isn't going to stand and potentially be a scam. So we can also see the new features. You could go through this. I'll link the actual Medium article down below. And they're progressively looking for, and I find this really interesting, okay? What I find interesting, I don't know if I like it too much or if I don't like it too much. They're constantly growing their team. Now, the reason why I like that is because they're looking for the best of the best to constantly keep scaling. Now, when they hire their social media manager, you could see the direct implication or the direct results, if you will, positively on their Twitter. You know, increased engagement. They were using a lot more memes relatable to a different audience. It worked really well. So we're on the hunt for a chief marketing officer, and that's great. They're progressive in going out there and looking for people to really spearhead the marketing and grow the team. But in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, it would be phenomenal if we had the same exact emphasis on development and core functionality to be released faster than worrying about the marketing right now. Because here's the thing. We all know a phenomenal product sells itself. Yes, it needs a little bit of a push, right? But an incredible product like blank doesn't need to be marketed heavily. It really doesn't. If the product is great, which again, if it does what it says it does, if they can deliver on the actual functionality and it works, it's word of mouth, everybody will know about it. So they don't need to really hyper focus on the marketing because they're always adding new team members. And if you go through the Medium, you could see it's heavily marketing related. But again, they're a lot smarter than I am, and I know they have a plan and they've been sticking to the plan. So I have a lot of faith in what they're doing. But again, I'm not criticizing. It's just my opinion. It would be really, really cool just to go ahead and put a little bit more emphasis on the dev to make sure that things are perfect, because the product will sell itself. So that pretty much comes down of everything I wanted to talk about when it comes to blank. And I still believe this particular project, this token, is going to shock everybody. It might not happen in a year, it might not happen in 2 years. I'm telling you, this is a long-term play for me. And I wholeheartedly believe, because of the team, what they're trying to accomplish, and the need for the product, it's going to do very well over time. But again, there's still a lot more we have to cover. I won't cover it here. If you want to watch and ask me more questions about blank and even see the wallet in use, make sure that you give a follow on Twitch, and I'll see you there. Join the chat. Be talkative. Let's communicate. That's pretty much it. My name is Dan from the Hidden Gem Network, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Catch you soon.